EBF leads the second set, 12-5 at last check against Albia. Rockets trying to bounce back from a heartbreaking road loss last night. We had it for you here on Go SEC TV. Came out, won the first two sets against the Oskaloosa Indians. Seemed to be on their way to snapping an 8-year losing streak to Oski. But the Indians came back and got the backdoor sweep, winning the final 3 sets of the match. Here, Centerville's hoping to find a little bit of the Oski magic themselves. A whistle, and they call a lift on Centerville. They did. Ut up above the tape on an overpass, sitting one back down, and Kovakovic is whistled for the lift. 6-point advantage for the Mustangs. Caraccio, her pass stays on the back row. And Klum up to Sisler with a roll shot dug by Young. Fecho looking Wilfon's way. Off the block, dug by Kovakovic. Sisler coming to Maddie. Van Lanningham with a diving save. Wagler for Young, roll shot, no. Her momentum was pulling her back into the left, and that's where that volleyball sailed. But just the 10th kill error by the Mustangs tonight. They have been much cleaner in that regard than last Tuesday at Eddyville. But really the biggest difference for Davis County tonight versus 7 days ago is that they've had the ability to stay in system with their serve receive. It's been much better tonight. Kovakovic will serve as she hears from it from the Davis County student section, and she'll get an ace. Hit one off a Wagler. There is ace serve number 7. We've been talking about all night tonight. However, it's going to take a heck of a comeback for Centerville to avoid a number 2 going on that win-loss column with that certain stat. Wilfon just in front of the 10-foot line with a good attack. Kovakovic overpass back to Steffen. Ut on the slide from Fecho, dug again by Maddie. She'll go from the back row with a roll shot, dug by Young. Fecho looking Wilfon's way a second time. Off the tape, Castile keeps it alive. Klum for Weber, her roll shot, again Young with the dig. A third time, Fecho to Wilfon. Weber's pass there to Sisler. Now free return Klum. Van Lanningham, Fecho, how about, nope, this time middle to Ut. And that's in the back corner. Second kill for Sydney Ut. Stefan Wilfon will get set to serve, but not before Bailey Caraccio relieves Madison Castile. Davis County trying to get back above 500 in both overall and the conference record. Wilfon puts one in the net there. Centerville trying to match a mark set back in 2020 when that Redette squad won 13 matches. They had a down year last year when they won just 5. And they've got their sights set. It will take some damage down the stretch here, but this Redette team would love to get to that 20-win mark. That would be tying the 2016 squad that was able to notch that number. Brecken Carney to serve, trailing by 3. Right now their focus, though, is trying to come from behind here in Bloomfield. Young off the block, and it one-hops the Centerville bench. They haven't had an answer for Sophia Young tonight. She has been on her game, and when she is, she's one of the best in the conference. Weber's pass over to Ut. Fecho looking Young's way again. Count it. Make it 12 for Sophia Young, who is having a big bounce back performance tonight after what happened against EBF last Tuesday. Klum tried to dump one off on a crosser, but Fecho was ready for it. Smith to Charlie Barnhart, who's checked in. Ut up front, blocks one back. Kessner with a diving effort back over the net. Fecho to Young. How about third time in a row? Chloe to Sophia. Tom Hill going to go ahead and take timeout number 2. He doesn't like to waste them late, that's for sure. Davis County opens up a 6-point advantage. They need just 9 more to complete a home sweep here at the Mustang Fieldhouse. Here are the latest Community First Credit Union See First race to first standings in the South Central Conference here on Go SEC TV. As you can see, Centerville at the top. That being with some volleyball conference wins and some football dubs as well out on the gridiron. Albia, Clark, and Davis County all tied up there at second. EBF, Sheraton, Knoxville, Cardinal round out the standings. And for our fall sports, that constitutes, those points come from the wins in conference. So if Davis County is able to complete one here, as Alyssa Kessner hits one off the block attempt of Sydney Utt and Clara Smith to get her first kill of the night for the Redettes, and get back to within 5 for Emma Weber's serve. Rachel George also rotates back in. If this one holds to where we are right now, Davis County would be able to get up there and tie it up with 6 with Centerville. And of course, barring what happens elsewhere tonight, there could be others that reach that 6-point mark. And Young's going to get another kill. Kovakovic had a nice overhead reaction to that swing from Sophia, but nobody home on the front row. And not only for fall sports-wise is it the volleyball matches in conference, also football games, because there aren't necessarily conference meetings on the gridiron, with number 14, Lillian Cox, for the first time this year, checking in for Davis County to serve. Senior will get an opportunity here. Short serve off the top table, almost got herself an ace, but a diving save from Klum. Barnhart pass to Fetcho, looking Young's way. Blocked back George up front. Davis County was ready for it. Smith roll shot, dug by Kovakovic. Carney looking for George. That one comes down between Cox and Barnhart. 5th kill for Rachel George, side out Redettes. But also, as we inch closer to the month of October, going back to those C-First race to first point totals, with Van Lanningham rotating back in for Cox. When we get to the cross-country meet, there'll be some big points calculated in that one. George takes the overpass from Barnhart and, they called her over the net. That's the second time tonight on an overpass that Centerville has been whistled for an over-the-net violation. The Redette faithful who have made the trip here to Bloomfield don't like it. Tom Hill doesn't like it. I don't think I'm a big fan of the call either. But nonetheless, Point Davis County lead back to 6. Barnhart out, Stephen Wilthon back into the match. So the way the conference meet in cross country will factor into that C-First race to first is with there being 8 teams. Whoever finishes first, both the girls and boys side, whoever finishes first will get 8 points towards those standings. And then second will get 7, third 6, so on and so forth until we obviously calculate those all up. So that's our best way to figure it out, and those standings will go through next summer. Summer of 2023 with baseball and softball. Centerville thought it was touched on the attack from Kovakovic, but the hand goes to the side of Davis County. Serving is Young, dug by Klum. The moral of the story is long way to go in those race to first standings. Kovakovic with a good line roll shot to Van Lanningham. Dove for, couldn't quite get there. Maddie with just her 2nd kill. Side out, Redettes, Madison Castile will get her next trip behind the service line set up here. Davis County leads it 2-love, 25-10, 25-23, the set scores. Wilfon blocked by George, no. They say Rachel didn't touch it. Up front, a 4-spot tagged to the Mustangs. Castile. Dug by Young. Fetcho looking middle for Jose. Yes. Man, she is dangerous from the middle. She joined Sophia Young in double figures with 10 kills. And Davis County needs just 5 more. Caraccio checks in for Castile for Centerville, with Smith coming out, relieved by Maddie Wagler. As number 3 will get ready to serve herself. Goes right at Klum. Carney back to it, bump set, looking Weber's way. Roll shot dug by Wilfon. Fetcho, bump set, looking Jose. Her roll shot, dug by Kovakovic. George tried to tip it back over the net, and it didn't go very far. stayed on the Redette side. 18 kill errors tonight for Centerville. And Davis County leads it by 7 on their way to barring a Redette comeback here, taking a home sweep. Wagler's serve goes long. That's 8 service errors by Davis County. That makes more service errors now than ace serves, 7-8 in that regard, and only 3 times this year have they won when they've had more service errors than aces. Fetcho dumps one off in a joust with Kovacevic up near the tape. The heady senior setter gets her first kill of the night and kill number 11 of the year. Van Lanningham takes a seat. Sydney Utt will rotate out as Alliston Lawson, sophomore, will come on into the match here. Coach Mason with a 7-point lead, looking to put in some subs here. The serve unreturned. Jose with her second ace of the night. That evens it up at 8 apiece, and Davis County needs just 2. Klum's pass. Carney looks to the left for Sisler, off the fingertips of Lawson. Fetcho's gonna set for Lawson. Alliston Lawson got one. Took a page out of the playbook of Kayla Jose from that middle spot. And it will be match point for Davis County and 9 to work with. Weber's pass. Carney dumps it off. Wagler, Fetcho looking for Lawson to clinch it, and she does. Hitting it off of Sisler, the sophomore comes in and gets the last 2 points of the match. Davis County with a big response after last Tuesday's loss in Eddyville. They take it in straight sets against the Centerville Redettes tonight, 25-10, 25-23, and 25-15. Moving to 13-12 on the year, 3-2 in the SEC. Centerville drops to 12-11 and 3-2 in South Central Conference play.